Hello and welcome to the No Format Required podcast, the only podcast where I start recording and suddenly realise I've not got an intro planned. Didn't think about that for some reason. Mike, and with me as always is Charlie.
Hello.
And I keep on saying as always, we've had some solo episodes now, both of us have done it. Yeah,
that is true. You more than me.
Yeah.
In your various reviews.
Yeah, but again, I forgot to follow up on after the Pope's Exorcist. I still need to do, well, you need to watch Crawl Jaws, as we've discussed.
Yeah, I do.
But I need to follow up on those episodes.
I've still got a pending reminder on my phone.
that you watch news every now and again.
Yeah, watch Mike's film. I know, because I know to scroll down through the WhatsApp that you sent it me, but yeah, so.
Yeah. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some of our favourite, not necessarily top TV shows, but some of our favourite TV shows that we're pretty sure the other person hasn't seen. Although my one now, I just realised you have seen one of them, but it's fine, we'll go with it. We wrote these lists ages ago. And we haven't got around to recording the episode, have we?
No, and I've completely forgot what I've done. And Mike's just told me, and I've completely, well, bar from 2, 3 of them are completely changed. So, which I'm quite happy about, actually, because I think I prefer these 3 than what my original ones were. So, But who wants to go first, then?
Well, I don't know if you want to turn on the TV, because like I said, I've got some YouTube clips to show you as well, some of mine, just to sell you on a few different moments to try and help you, and I'll share these moments that I've made myself on social media.
It keeps doing this. Every time I turn the telly on, my Xbox comes on, and I don't know why.
That's weird.
It never used to, but recently it always comes on every time.
There is a way on the Xbox to have that happen. I know there's not. No.
Oh, I've turned the telly off and the Xbox is going to come back on again now. Oh, no, it's not. Why is it just... Oh, okay. So, do you want to go first
I'll
then?
go
With
first.
one?
Right, what have I got lined up first then? To talk about.
There it goes. Are you wanting the YouTube clip?
I'll show you
first, or
I'll talk about what it is.
Okay,
so my first one's a bit of an unusual one. Not really. It's more of a YouTube / stand-up comedy sketch group. So TV shows a bit of an odd category to be putting this in. I suppose these are top things to watch in my eyes. They have done some TV stuff. Only one of those is available for us to watch in the UK. It was on Netflix. And it's a group called Auntie Donna.
Okay.
I am absolutely obsessed with these guys. And they're from Australia.
Okay.
My annoying thing is they toured recently in the UK and I had no one to go with, and then it turns out someone that a friend of a friend of a friend that I've got on Facebook did go, and I was so jealous and so frustrated that I didn't go. It's like I should have just gone alone. It would have been fine. Would have enjoyed it still.
I feel like I've seen this before.
They are...
Or you must have shown me this before.
Potentially.
Just recognise a few of them.
I'll show you a clip that I absolutely love. It's a song that they wrote. Tim Minchin sort of helped him with it. And the song's called Bikey Wars. Okay. Tim Minchin, listening to their podcast, he helps him with it literally by saying, the song's great. I just think you should have a beat of a pause between 2 words. That makes it, and it does make it so much better. It's really interesting that you got involved in that way. But they basically do all sorts of different sketches on YouTube, different TV series. Like they do one in which it's sort of like 1999 in a workplace sort of thing. I have another one in which they're in a high school called Glendale or Glenbridge High School. But the show on Netflix is Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun. And it's produced by Ed Helm, who did...
in The Office.
Yeah, in The Office.
Yeah.
He appears in an episode, as do a few random other American comedians. Not as good as some of their other stuff, but still really good. And they do a podcast that I listen to every week, and it's really entertaining. I really enjoy it. But yeah, this is Bikey Wars. For those at home, you'll just probably hear me and Charlie... Well, hopefully you'll hear Charlie laughing. But... if you're at home and fancy watching, just pause the podcast and then just...
Watch along.
Yeah, you could watch along.
Watch along.
Pause the podcast and then go search Bikey Wars, because I'm pressing play now. Sorry, now. There might be an advert, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a bikie man from a bikie gang, living in my crack den making crack. I love killing, thieving and extortion. Give me $20, I'll give you an abortion. I love cocaine and selling it to kids. I charge 50 for an ounce, and my dad used to fuck me rippity-dee.
My name's Snake, I'm from a rival gang, so give me the drugs or I'll go bang. I'm a real rough bloke, I'll murder your wife, so give me the drugs or you'll be in strife.
Oh no, he's got the drop on me, but lucky I got a trick up my sleeve. Bang! Biggity bang! A bigger bang bang biggity biggity bang! And a shoot shoot shoot, put a bullet in your head. Bing bam boom, and he's effing dead.
Stop right there, I'm a crooked cop. Give me a bribe or your drugs will stop.
F
Oh, you gangsters are such big roughies, I'm gonna put you in handcuffies.
Oh no, it's the boys in blue. What the hell am I gonna do? Bang! Biggity bang! A bigger bang bang biggity biggity bang! And a shoot shoot shoot, put a bullet in your head. Bing bam boom, and he's effing dead. Well, hello there, I'm just a passerby, and I bang! Biggity bang! A bigger bang bang biggity biggity bang! And a shoot shoot shoot, put a bullet in your head. Bing bam boom, and he's effing dead.
That's quite good, actually. I wasn't too sure at the start, if I'm honest.
It is very obscure, random humour sort of thing. Oh yeah, I forgot this actually a little bit. Yeah, it's very obscure, random humour, I will admit that. It's not to everyone's taste, that's why I started with it first.
Yeah.
I had lined up 2 clips, but we'll stick to just one.
Yeah.
The next one is being a bigot at the workplace, in which you think this guy's just going to be continuously racist or bigoted. But he's actually not, but then there's a twist in it. Very funny. So yeah, it's very random, very silly, but I really enjoy them. They've got a live show that's on YouTube as well. And it's probably one of the best like stand-up live shows I've ever watched, and it's very highly rated. It's not just me. Things like if you go on IMDb, it's like 9 out of 10 sort of thing. Very highly rated stand-up show. But yeah, Auntie Donna,
very good.
Really recommend them. They're like a YouTube TV series. That's why I picked them.
Yeah. So they're just like a lot of little clips. Like, I mean, there's
a lot of little clips on YouTube that you can find. Like I say, they've got like series in which they'll do various different things. I don't know where Bikie Wars is part of it, like random series, but and then you can see on the side Romance Tips with Mr. Sexy. That's from their podcast.
Yeah.
But I enjoy them.
Very good. I'll have to give it a watch. So let me have a look at my list. I've forgotten already. Where shall I start? Well, I'll start at the top of my list. So I mean, I've changed it from the original one. I've started watching this thing on Apple TV called Slow Horses. I don't know if have you seen it?
I haven't watched it, no. But who's it got in it? What's his name?
It's got what's his name?
It's really bugging me. From Batman.
Yeah, and in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
That's it.
Yeah. He's the main character. My mum and dad have watched it, and they've sort of been like, well, at least a year or so been saying to watch it, and then someone at work mentioned it, but I don't know, I just never really sort of got around to it. But then I think I binged the first series within 2 days, or maybe even the majority of it, within 2 days. But yeah, it's set in London. It's about MI5. So you've got sort of the main MI5, sort of glamorous, kind of like James Bond-esque kind of thing. And then you've got a team which Gary Oldman runs called the Slow Horses, and they work at a place called Slough House, which is meant to symbolise the reason it's called Slough House is because you're as close to Slough as you are to getting back into the proper MI5, basically.
Oh, okay.
And basically they're where all the MI5 rejects go. So either they've like messed up, or they've mainly all messed up, basically. And they sort of do all the like dirty work and things that the sort of main MI5 don't want to do. But yeah, it's good. Like, it sort of follows. I mean, Gary Oldman, he's like he's been in MI5 for God knows how long. He's a bit of an alcoholic and just really scruffy and and there's like various members of his team and things like that. But I'm just on the second series now, so
There's 3 series, isn't there, so far?
Yeah, the third series I think came out this year.
And it's on Apple TV, is that right?
Yeah, Apple TV, yeah. So, it's good. It's really like, it's very gritty and it's funny at the same time as well. There's like comedy aspects.
You sort of want that sort of thing. If you're going too heavy on stuff, you want to be able to like laugh a bit. Yeah,
exactly. Like, I mean, Gary Oldman's character is very much like he doesn't give a fuck about anything really. He just does what he wants to do, kind of thing. So, it's good. But no, I'd like I say, I'd recommend it.
Is there an overarching storyline over the like 3 seasons, or?
Like I said, we're on the second series. I think from what...
or is it like series?
Yeah, I think the series, from what I've seen so far, like the first series has a story, and then, I mean, obviously there's characters in it, and they sort of kill characters off, but it's like very much like kind of Game of Thrones-esque kind of thing. There's no big leading up to it. It's like they just die, which is good, and also sad at the same time when you get...
Luther a bit like that.
Sorry?
Luther was a bit like that.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That was one of the ones, actually, I was going to pick, Luther.
Well, I watched it, so...
It's quite similar to... Well, kind of similar to Luther in an aspect, but...
I've not watched the Netflix film with Luther, but maybe that will convince my wife to watch it, because she enjoyed Luther.
Yeah. What, the Netflix... What?
No, she enjoyed the TV series Luther.
Ah, okay, sorry, yeah. But yeah, so that's my one.
Nice. Right, the next one is... I would like to say I haven't really changed this list from when I originally made it.
Yeah.
So you have seen it now, but we're still going to talk about it. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we've talked on the podcast massively about you now watching it.
No, so. I don't know where I am on it actually. I've not, to be honest, I've not watched it in a while. I don't know if I'm on the third series or not.
Have you seen this clip? I'll show you here.
It's not the Christmas one, is it?
No. Oh, it's an advert first.
Yeah.
You Nightman and you don't belong to them. They left me in a world of darkness without your sexy hands, and I miss you, Nightman, so bad.
Oh, is this the one where they're trying to become musicians?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen this one.
Charlie? Let's join forces.
Hello, come right in.
I will.
What happened to your band?
Kick me out.
Well, it hurts, doesn't it?
It's with the curtains.
I'm living in a world of darkness.
Right. Let's get some light in here. Whoa, what's with the spray paint, man?
What's with your outfit, man?
Why don't we put the curtains back up?
No. What is going on up here?
I never know, man.
Daylight.
Yeah, I like that.
Dayman.
Dayman.
Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the sun. You're a master of karate
And friendship for everyone.
A dayman, that's it.
Dayman. Oh.
Fighter of the night, man.
Oh.
Champion of the sun. Master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dayman.
Nice, we'll get the...
Fighter of the night, man.
I remember this now because I had this. It's stuck in my head for ages after.
Such a good.
Yeah. I do remember it.
Whoops! I've accidentally pressed play again. I don't know why he's about to play Rupert and the Frog.
Yeah.
We all come together.
I've heard of that one.
Or stand together. Anyway, so that clip that I just showed. So for those who I didn't really set it up for the listeners, it's Dayman from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and there's something about it. But I read or heard, shall I say, Charlie Day, who plays Charlie in Always Sunny, went away and wrote that song like in about 10 minutes and then came back. And it's obvious, it's not great.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's so bizarre and works so well. And it does occur again in a future episode in like season 7.
Yeah.
But those are the only times it comes up. But for Always Sunny fans, they actually went on tour with Dayman.
Mm.
Like, the actual actors. And then there was Danny DeVito's ex-wife at the time was also on tour with him, playing a different character.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how big Dayman sort of like became just from this one little thing in a show.
A cult legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what Always Sunny does. Like, it's got these tiny little like moments that are so big to the viewers, and like characters as well. As I've said, you've now encountered quite a few of the characters and like seen what happened. I mean, do you now understand about Rickety Cricket? Has he appeared a few times now?
The Reverend, the priest thing. That he really fancies
D.
Yeah.
So how many times have you seen him so far? Do you know?
The last time I remember seeing him in it, it's like where they bump into him and he's like really run down because he's been kicked out of the priesthood or whatever.
Okay, so you've not seen it. But slowly, he just basically, each interaction with the gang, it gets worse.
Okay.
So, but it's the impact of the gang. Like, they themselves are just oblivious to what's going on in the,
around them.
They think they're absolutely perfect and they're not. And this is what I hammer home to everyone who tries to watch it and can't get into it. These are not likable characters. These are not meant to be characters that you sit there and like go, yeah, I agree with what they're saying. If you do, you're probably not a great human being. Most of the time.
They're horrible.
They do have redeeming moments every now and again, but 9 times out of 10, probably even more than that, they're horrible people that just are out for themselves. And
see, my favourite recurring character so far is the two brothers,
the McPoyle brothers.
Yeah, I think one of the last episodes I watched is where they were trying to get into two of them were trying to get into the football team, NFL team, and then the others go to watch them, and then they turn up in like a camp van with their entire family.
That was all the McPoyles. You don't really see them again, but Liam and I can't remember the other guy's name. But there's 2 main McPoyles that appear more often than the others.
Yeah.
I really can't remember his name.
Yeah, they are good though.
But yeah, they're for those who have not watched the shows, they're like inbred type. Like they love each other but don't love each other. Drink milk only. Like,
they're always in the dressing gowns with like underwear on underneath.
Yeah, just really weird.
Yeah.
Should we talk about really awful? The first time you actually meet these characters, and it is probably an awful potential moment to promote the show. But basically, the first time you meet these characters, they accuse their teacher of
their old like secondary school teacher,
like molesting them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. You'll have to remind me of this.
I think it's for the cash. It's like,
but why do they try and get Charlie in on it?
Because he was in their class, wasn't he?
Yeah. But basically, they try and get Charlie, one of the main characters, to say that he was also molested by this teacher, to sort of like help them and prove that they were right and stuff like that. But the worst thing about it is Mac, who is another character who's like one of his best friends is Charlie, but he is upset about the whole situation, and not because he thinks at this point Charlie's been molested. He doesn't know that the McPaws are trying to make him say this. He's not upset because he thinks his friend's been molested. He's upset because he wasn't. Because he was a prettier boy as a child. And he can't understand. He basically goes to this teacher and goes, "What was wrong with me?" And it's an awful moment, but it's the humour in the show. If you're not into that sort of humour, don't give it a watch. But it is very dark humour, but also very, very funny. It's I believe now the longest running live action sitcom of all time.
Oh, really?
So it's very popular. It's just not that well known by a majority of people.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I need to pick up back watching that. I don't even know what series. I can't remember what series. I have to go on my Netflix. I'll have a quick look on my Netflix now, just to see where I was when I last. Last did it.
Oh, it's not even in its close ones.
Yeah. Last third one. Series 3, episode 15. That was my next one.
Miles away.
Yeah. I recognise that lad.
Oh, Charlie's got a brother.
Is it? No, I'm sure I've watched this one, or I've partly been watching it. I reckon that.
Is it Charlie's son? That's it. Charlie's son. That's who this is meant to be.
That kid is the son of Is it Meredith in The Office?
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Do you remember when they have that day where they bring in the US office, obviously?
Yeah.
And they bring the kids in, and he's like quite unruly and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Okay, I don't remember that from honest.
But Okay, so my next one is, I'll go back onto YouTube, is a TV show. It's also on Netflix called Lupin.
French show.
Yeah. Okay. Have you heard of it?
I've always been intrigued, but I don't know a single thing about it. So talk to me.
So it sort of flashes back. Wait, basically, it's set now. As a guy, so I think he's born in France, but his dad's from, I think, Senegal. And yeah, some obviously bits happen in his past, and you sort of learn about it. But he.
Can I ask just one? Sorry, before you continue with this, is it French language or is it dubbed?
Yeah, French. Yeah. You can have it dubbed, but obviously I always find it better to watch it in the actual language. I say that we've only watched the last series in the dubbed sort of American thing, but yeah, it follows this guy. He's got sort of an ex-wife and a child, but he's basically like a master thief. But he models all of his sort of heists and things on this sort of French it's sort of this character called Lupin from books. I don't know if I've not actually looked into it, but I don't know if Lupin is actually a real person.
Yeah.
Well, or a real person that books kind of thing, a real person or a sort of real thing in France. So kind of a bit of a kind of Scarlet Pimpernel kind of sort of thing. So he's set in like the 1800s, this Lupin, and all of these. It's one of these shows where you'll see him like he'll pinch something or thingy, but you'll see him sort of it happen, and then after it goes back and it tells you how he's actually done it. Okay. If that makes sense. He has like
a crime happens and then you see it eventually happen.
Yeah, and you see how he's done it and things like that.
Like The Hustle.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the series on BBC. Yeah, very much like The Hustle, Hustle kind of thing. That's such a good series actually. I forgot
it's a brilliant series. I have to rewatch that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's really good. I mean, there's three series of it now. But yeah, obviously I don't want to kind of go into it too much because obviously I end up ruining it for you. But yeah, it just sort of follows him and him doing his various crimes. But then there's other things. It sort of flickers in between, sort of from now to his past. So I think sort of in the 90s when he was like 15 or whatever. And the first series sort of starts where he's with his dad and things, and then each series goes back to his past, but at a different time in his past, if that thing. So it's kind of like there's two sort of storylines running, like his past storyline and then his current storyline, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And he's got he's like one of his best mates, who's sort of a bit like, I suppose, his sort of M, if he was James Bond. He's the one that does all the gadgets and stuff like that for him, and like makes mock-up, like if he's going to steal a jewellery, he'll make like an exact replica of it, and so they can replace it and stuff like that. Yeah, but no, it's really, really good.
So is each episode like standalone again?
No, it all follows. Okay. The whole series follows one long, sort of long story kind of thing. So
that's what I'm noticing about mine so far versus your picks. Mine are very short, like independent episodes, and then you can watch each one like out of order. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Whereas yours are long series.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think we're on the last episode. I think we've got to watch. Okay. But I think I was just having a brief look for a clip, but I don't think there is really, apart from watching a trailer for it. Plus there was a lot of sort of ones I kept seeing that were saying what's kind of explain, these ones that like explain what's happened at the end of a series. I thought I don't want to watch any of them and ruin it for myself. Yeah. So but yeah, no, it's very good. Highly recommend it. I mean, are you into watching foreign? Right, will you watch foreign language?
No, I'll be honest. The only three things that I've ever watched were Old Boy. Which have you ever watched? Old Boy. I know we're not doing movies; we're doing TV series. It's a film. It's a South Korean film.
Oh, okay.
In fact, all of mine are Korean that I've watched. Yeah. But this one, it is probably one of the best films I've ever watched in my life.
Okay.
And I will never ever watch it again.
Oh, really?
Because I can't say anything if you ever watch it.
I've heard of it.
Do not ever watch the American version with Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen, because it's nowhere near as good.
Oh, really?
They completely changed the ending, which, yes, means that you'll probably be okay watching it again, but that's not the point of it.
Okay.
It's so good. It's basically about a guy. Have you ever seen the? I know we're not talking about these films, but I'm going to like the corridor sequence of a fight. So like Daredevil does it, where like it's like a long shot where people are fighting in a corridor. It originated from Oldboy.
Okay.
That was the first film to do it. And everything else since is an homage to it. But it's basically about a guy who, you don't know at the beginning, is imprisoned for like 10 years of his life. It might be even longer. Like 20 years of his life in a jail. And then suddenly he's just let free.
Okay.
Like he's captive, he's kidnapped, he's not like prison or anything like that. He's just kept captive for 20 years and then suddenly let free. And he basically wants revenge for his 20 years of life that he's not had.
Yeah.
And that's what the film follows.
Okay.
But it's really, really good. And then the other two are Parasite. And
I've heard of Parasite.
Yeah, Parasite. Again, really one of the best films I've watched.
I think the director or something had died recently from that film.
One of the actors, yeah.
I was one of the actors, yeah.
Again, I wasn't expecting a comedy when I went into it. Because I'd heard about Parasite and what it was, and I was laughing my way, like, at the beginning constantly. And then it, like, flips halfway through and it's not a comedy anymore. It's like a psychological thriller.
Okay.
But again, really good. And then the obvious one for most people in the world is Squid Game. So those are the only ones I've watched.
See, I watched quite a few Norwegian things. I mean, there was a show that I was going to... actually, no, I might not mention it because I might talk about it later.
Okay.
But yeah, so...
Well, actually, on that subject then, it leads me nicely into my other one because you have actually saying that, I've remembered another one I've watched.
Oh, okay.
Which is a show called Batty Test.
Oh, okay.
And it leads me into what I'm talking about. Batty Test is...
is this one of your picks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an overseas version of Taskmaster. So obviously Taskmaster is going to be one of my top shows that I was going to pick. And you've never watched it apart from random clips.
Yeah.
But despite having taken part in numerous Taskmaster events on the podcast, which have had Taskmaster contestants like involved in it as well. So they're coming to us because we're doing this Taskmaster thing, thanking us by recording messages despite one person having never watched it.
Yeah, but I think it's quite funny that I've not watched it.
I know, I do certainly agree. And we lean into it. Like I say all the time when I'm like, I'm pretty sure I met, when I was speaking to Ivo Graham, I was like, our actual Taskmaster has never watched Taskmaster, so his version of Taskmaster is what he has in his head. He's seen clips, but like, it's what he has in his head, as opposed to what actually Taskmaster potentially is. But
what did he say?
No, he just laughed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was either him or the producer. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just... I'm rewatching it from the beginning now, and I forget how good a show it is. Like, the first task that they ever do, I'm sure you've seen this one, and just gets you into it. And it's the watermelon task, in which they get the task, and it's like, in the lab is a watermelon. Eat as much watermelon in a minute. Your time starts when you enter the lab. Yeah. And it just ranges from Roshin Conti walking into the lab and being like, oh, watermelon's in here. Obviously, the time then starts. I'm going to need something to open this up with. And then it's like filming for the whole minute in the lab. And she walks back into the kitchen, rustling around for like stuff. Like you can hear her just rustling around. And she comes back into the kitchen with like 15 seconds left. So then she goes, oh my God, is that my time? Like she smacks open, takes one little scoop of watermelon and time's up.
Oh, really?
To Ramesh Ranganathan and Tim Key running to the room, smash the pineapple on the floor and are there shoveling it in. Yeah. Like it's just, it sums up Taskmaster how everyone just does things differently. I'm going to share, it is a long clip.
Oh, okay.
But I want you to watch it because I think this is, in my eyes, the worst ever attempt at a task ever. Okay. But it's also the greatest.
Is this the singing one?
No, that's the greatest attempt at a task ever. Okay. That is phenomenal. This is the worst ever attempt.
12 series. That's the worst attempt we've ever seen at any task.
Thank you. Pop the balloon. What balloon?
You must stay behind the rope at all times. This rope here.
Must not move the rope. You may buy the tools you need with time.
That's Shakespeare. You may buy the tools you need with time.
It is Shakespeare, you're right.
Fastest wins.
My time starts when Alex has shown me his tool shop. Awesome. Okay.
Hello, Alan. Quite tempted by the scissors, and that'll make it drop on it. Yeah, I think that's the one I want to do.
You'd like some scissors?
Yeah.
Okay, this will cost you 8 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
There we go.
Oh, eat it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy some scissors.
Oh, you can buy the scissors.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna come for some ducks.
Oh, right.
This is something Taskmaster's great at, the action shots and the slow motion.
Yeah.
They know how to film stuff.
Yeah.
No. God, no. Ding dong. Hi. Let's go ahead and buy 3 forks.
Why not? 6 minutes. Hello there.
I think I'd like to get another slingshot.
Another slingshot, okay.
What is wrong with your rocks?
You keep hitting it with the stones.
Now this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ding dong.
Oh, hello, madam.
I would love to get another set of darts. No. Maybe. Definitely not. Ding dong. 1 fork and 6 ducks.
See, I'm already thinking how I would do this. I'd snip the thing. I wouldn't even think it. Just pull the balloon.
With the scissors, it's 8 minutes basically that for doing
I'd
that.
untie it from the thing.
That'll cost you an hour.
That's an hour well spent, sir.
Okay.
You got yourself a deal.
Enjoy your fork.
Thank you so much.
Again, that's the fun thing about Taskmaster. You watch it and think about how you do it.
Yeah.
Interpreting this up. There was in series 2, Richard Osman. They say he was the first one to sort of do it, but I think series 1 there was others. But he famously interpreted. It was basically there was 3 exercise balls, and then a massive hill, and on top of the hill was an exercise mat.
Yeah.
And they had to. The task read, get these exercise balls on the mat on the top of the hill.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
Richard Osman ran to the top of the hill, brought the exercise mat down to the bottom.
Yeah.
He said, it's saying the exercise mat on the top of the hill, like, this is how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah.
That, I'm bringing it down.
Okay.
So it's about how you interpret things.
Yeah.
Stop the clock.
That was very enjoyable.
Oh, it would have been great if I could have aimed the scissors. Are you kidding me? What the fuck was that?
I'll stop the clock.
Does the clock still have time inside of it?
It's nearly run out. Thank you, Desiree.
Thank you.
Right, well, before we get to the main course, let's deal with the starter. What happened there, Alan? Have a snack? You wanted to go and eat?
There's no way I'm going to hit that balloon from here. That's what I thought.
Very efficient. 8 minutes.
A minute thinking, so a minute plus 8, 9 minutes for Alan. So
Good.
he is the winner of the task, 5 points.
Well done, Alan. Now,
Okay, look. For the record, when I got up there, my head went, get the scissors, it's worth the time. But I was like, that is not the game, that is not the show. That's boring.
That's
and I was
what
like,
I thought.
like Alan did.
yeah, if I just win it, that's boring.
Well, whatever that attempt was, it wasn't boring. And it looked like we'd set up that portcullis not to work, but it was genuine, wasn't it?
The portcullis was meant to work, but it had lost the will to live.
And listen, I'm going to call it, in 12 series, that's the worst attempt we've ever seen at any task.
But yeah, it goes to show how people absolutely lose their mind and everyone attempts everything differently. Alan just went for the scissors, instantly won, but Desiree was just determined and then completely messed up still. But yeah, it's why I love Taskmaster. You know why I love Taskmaster. We do it on the podcast. And I hope that after we finish Champion of the Champions, you will go and watch it.
Yeah.
That's my, as long as that happens, then.
I don't think I'll start from the first series of it. I think
Series 1 is very different. I haven't rewatched it. From series 2 onwards, it's like almost how it is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch the first series, then sort of just then watch that, and then watch whatever the most current series is, or the series before that.
Well, do you know that what they win eventually is a statue of Greg Davis's head?
Yeah.
Josh Widdicombe makes the joke about this at the end of series 1, saying, I don't want to say that the idea of what you won was a last minute thing, but basically he got awarded a statue with, a trophy with karate men on it.
Oh, really?
It was obviously just brought from a shop last minute. But yeah, it's very different series 1, but it gets its footing from series 2 onwards, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, shall we leave it there? Yeah. All right, well, thank you for listening, and
we'll be back with the other
part
5, the other 5 TV shows.
So have you done 3 and I've done 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense then, yeah. We shall see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.